The docking ring of RAX-9 always looked like it was one bad decision away from exploding. Panels flickered like they were tired of pretending to work. Loose wires sparked in quiet protest. A maintenance drone floated past Dax Heron, muttering in a mechanical voice about unpaid overtime. Dax adjusted the strap of his pulse carbine and looked around. Compared to the war zones he had survived, this place almost felt peaceful. If peaceful meant unstable gravity, strange smells, and the possibility of sudden decompression. He had been hired as security for a diplomatic meeting. Easy job. Simple protection duty. At least, that was the plan. Then Princess Anna stepped through the airlock. The noise of the station seemed to fade. Her boots struck the metal floor with clean, sharp sounds. Her long silver blonde hair was braided with glowing threads. Her pale skin reflected the station's neon lights like cold moonlight. And her long elegant ears marked her clearly as Salari royalty. She looked calm. She looked powerful. She looked like someone who had survived worse than broken space stations. Her eyes locked onto Dax. "Mercenary Heron," she said, her voice cool and steady. "You are late." Dax gave a small smile. "Technically, Your Highness, the station is early. It's falling apart faster than expected." Her ears twitched slightly. Not anger. Amusement. A small victory. They walked toward the negotiation hall together. Vendors shouted about glowing fruit and robotic pets. Floating ads bumped into Dax's face. Princess Anna moved with perfect balance, like gravity obeyed her personally. Inside the hall, chaos was already growing. Delegates were arguing loudly. One alien appeared to be asleep while standing. Another mispronounced Anna's royal title so badly that Dax felt certain it might cause a small curse. Then the alarm screamed. Red lights flooded the hall. The doors exploded inward. Raiders rushed in with masked helmets and charged weapons. Anna did not hesitate. Her plasma blade ignited in a bright blue arc. "Stay behind me," Dax said automatically. "No," she replied calmly. "You stay behind me." And then they were moving. Back to back. Perfectly aligned. Dax fired his pulse carbine with sharp precision. Anna moved like flowing water, cutting down attackers with graceful, deadly strikes. They covered each other without speaking. Without thinking. Like they had done this 100 times before. When the last raider fell, silence returned slowly. Smoke drifted through the air. Delegates peeked from behind tables. Anna turned to Dax. Her eyes held something strange. Recognition. "You fight as if you remember," she said softly. "Remember what?" Dax asked. Her ears lowered slightly. "Nothing," she said. "They will return. Come." He followed her into the corridors. The station lights flickered. Engineers ran past them. Somewhere far below, something heavy exploded. They reached a quieter hallway. Anna stopped. Turned. "Dax Heron," she said carefully. "Why do you not remember me?" The word struck him harder than any weapon. "Should I?" he asked lightly, but his chest felt tight. Her eyes searched his face. "We were prisoners together," she said. "Years ago. Captured by Carex pirates." Dax blinked. "I think I would remember pirate prison," he replied. "You nearly died," she said. "Your memory was damaged." A faint ache pulsed behind his eyes. Like something sleeping inside his mind was trying to wake up. "I searched for you," she continued. "For years." The station trembled violently. Another alarm. "Reactor instability," a robotic voice announced politely. "Please avoid panic." "Of course," Dax muttered. "Polite meltdown." Anna grabbed his arm. The raiders placed a disruptor coil in the containment ring. "If it explodes, this station dies." "Evacuation sounds nice," Dax said. "No," she answered firmly. "We stop it." They ran. Through shaking corridors. Through smoke. Through sparks. They fought again in narrow hallways, this time without firing weapons to avoid destabilizing the reactor. Anna's blade flashed like lightning. Dax moved beside her instinctively. Again. Perfect rhythm. "You once promised me something," she said during a pause in the fighting. That sounds dangerous, he replied. You said if we survived captivity, you would return to me. His heart skipped. They reached her private quarters. Unlike the rest of the station, her room was calm. Soft light. Neatly arranged training weapons. A living star orchid floating gently in a gravity field. And books. Human books. Some with his name written inside. You gave these to me, she said. I don't remember, he whispered. She stepped closer. Then see something you cannot forget. She removed part of her armor slowly. Dax panicked slightly. This feels like dramatic timing during possible explosion, he said nervously. She ignored him. When she turned, he saw it. On her back, between her shoulders, written in human letters. His handwriting. Crooked. Uneven. Return to me. The world went silent. You wrote this for me in the prison cell, she said quietly. On scrap metal. You told me to survive. You told me we would meet again as free people. His throat tightened. Emotion flooded him. Not memory. But truth. The station shook violently again. Anna put her armor back on. We must remove the coil, she said. They rode a grab lift to the containment ring. The reactor chamber glowed bright blue. Energy pulsed dangerously. The disruptor coil flashed red inside the core. You pull it, she said. Why me? You are more resistant to radiation. You're calling me sturdy. Yes. He moved forward. The air vibrated painfully. Pull, she shouted. He grabbed the coil. Pain shot through his arms. He ripped it free. Energy exploded outward. Anna forced the containment field to stabilize with both hands on the control panel. Light surrounded her. Then, silence. The reactor steadied. The station survived. Dax collapsed to one knee. Anna rushed to him. You remembered, she said softly. I don't remember the prison, he answered. But I know I meant those words. Her ears lifted slowly. Does the promise still stand? She asked. He looked at her. At the warrior princess who carried his words for years. At the woman who searched the galaxy for him. At the partner who fought beside him like they shared one heartbeat. Yes, he said quietly. It stands. The station speakers crackled cheerfully. Reactor stabilized. Thank you for choosing RAX-9. Dax almost laughed. Anna held his hand firmly. Return to me now, she said. He stepped closer. I already have. For the first time in years, Dax felt something clear inside his mind. Not full memory, but direction. Some promises do not disappear. Some bonds survive war, pain, and even forgotten years. And humanity, fragile and stubborn, always returns. The station outside resumed its usual chaos. But inside the quiet reactor chamber, something stronger than memory had been restored. A promise. And this time, he would not forget again. The reactor chamber was quiet. Too quiet. Dax Heron stood beside Princess Anna, both of them breathing slowly as the blue glow of the stabilized core hummed around them. The station announcement repeated cheerful nonsense about safety and customer satisfaction. But Anna was not relaxed. Her long ears were angled forward. Listening. They are not finished, she said. Dax rubbed his burned palms. The raiders. Yes. Right on cue, the lights flickered again. Not red this time. Dark. The reactor chamber plunged into shadow. Only the core remained glowing. Then the station speakers crackled, but this was not the polite robotic voice from before. This voice was rough. Cold. You should have let it burn. A new figure stepped onto the upper platform overlooking the containment ring. Tall. Armor black as void. A long, curved plasma halberd resting against his shoulder. His helmet retracted slowly. Scarred grey skin. Predator eyes. Carex. Anna's posture changed instantly. Her shoulders tightened. Her voice lowered. Commander Vaya. Dax glanced at her. Old friend. Old enemy, she replied. Vaya smiled faintly. Princess, he said. You survived our hospitality. Dax felt something twist inside his skull. Hospitality. Metal walls. Chains. A dark room. A laugh in the darkness. His breath caught. Veya's eyes moved to Dax. And you, the Karex commander said slowly. The human who would not break. A pulse of pain shot through Dax's head. This time stronger. Flashes. Cold floor. Anna wounded. Him standing in front of her. Blood in his mouth. I remember you, Veya continued. You made her strong. Anna stepped forward. You will leave this station. Veya shook his head. No. Today, the Dominion will lose its future queen. The chamber doors slammed shut. More Karex warriors dropped from ceiling hatches. 8 of them. Armed. Surrounding. Dax rolled his shoulders. Well, he muttered. This is less peaceful than I hoped. Anna ignited her blade. Blue light filled the darkness. Dax picked up the fallen disruptor coil beside him. It still hummed with unstable energy. He looked at it. Then at Veya. Then back at Anna. You stabilize, he whispered. I improvise. She understood instantly. They moved. Anna attacked first, not at Veya, but at the surrounding warriors. She spun with sharp, controlled strikes, keeping them back. Dax sprinted toward the reactor edge. Veya followed. You cannot defeat me again, human, Veya said calmly. Again. The word struck deep. Dax stopped running. Again, he asked. Veya removed his gauntlet slowly. A scar crossed his palm. Burned in the shape of a crooked human letter. Ah. You marked me, Veya said quietly. Before you escaped. The memory hit like lightning. Prison cell. Anna shaking from cold. Veya laughing. Dax grabbing broken metal. Carving one word into the commander's flesh while screaming. Return. Dax staggered. Breathing hard. The past was no longer fog. It was fire. You took her voice, Dax whispered. Veya's smile faded slightly. You should have stayed broken, Veya replied. He charged. The halberd swung with crushing force. Dax barely dodged. Metal cracked under the weapon's impact. Anna was still fighting 3 warriors at once. She could not help him. Good. Because this was his. Veya attacked again. Fast. Heavy. Precise. Dax grabbed a fallen plasma axe and blocked. The force pushed him backward toward the open containment edge. Energy roared below. Your kind is weak, Veya said. Dax laughed. Breathless. You kidnapped a starving human and expected weakness. He ducked another swing and smashed the disruptor coil against Veya's armor. Energy exploded outward. Both were thrown apart. Veya rolled to his feet instantly. Dax barely stood. But something had changed. His movements were no longer uncertain. They were remembered. He charged. No hesitation. No fear. He moved exactly how he had moved in that prison corridor years ago. Fast. Direct. Unbreakable. Veya's eyes widened slightly. You remember? Yes, Dax said. And he meant everything. The cell. The hunger. Teaching Anna human jokes so she would not cry. Whispering plans in the dark. Writing those words with shaking hands. Fighting through pain to shield her. He remembered. Veya struck again. Dax slid under the halberd and drove his shoulder into Veya's chest. They crashed against the containment railing. Anna finished her last opponent and turned. Just in time to see Veya throw Dax over the edge. The world tilted. Dax grabbed the railing with one hand. The reactor roared beneath him. Anna screamed his name. Veya raised his halberd. History repeats, Veya said. Dax looked up. No, he said calmly. It doesn't. He let go with one hand. Reached upward. And grabbed Veya's arm. Using every ounce of human strength, he pulled. Hard. Veya lost balance. Anna leapt forward and slammed her blade through the halberd shaft. The weapon shattered. Dax swung himself upward. Together. They drove Veya backward. Toward the center platform. The unstable disruptor coil still pulsed nearby. Veya realized too late. Dax tackled him. Both crashed into the coil. Anna screamed. White light filled the chamber. A shockwave burst outward. The reactor shields absorbed most of it. When the light faded, Vaya lay still. Armor cracked. Life gone. Dax lay a few meters away. Not moving. Anna dropped her blade and ran to him. She knelt beside him. Her hands trembled for the first time that day. "Dax," she whispered. No response. She pressed her forehead to his. "You promised," she said softly. "Do not break it now." A breath. Small. Weak. Then, "I hate reactors," Dax muttered. Her eyes widened. Then she laughed. Not royal. Not controlled. Real. He opened his eyes slowly. "Did we win?" he asked. "Yes." "Good. Because I did not have a backup plan." She helped him sit up. Emergency crews finally burst into the chamber. Too late to help. Just in time to witness. Hours later, RAX-9 was stable. Delegates praised Anna's leadership. Engineers cheered. News drones floated everywhere. But Anna stood on a quiet observation balcony. Dax joined her, arm wrapped in medical bandage. The stars stretched endlessly outside. "You remembered everything?" she asked softly. "Yes." "All of it?" "Yes." She turned fully toward him. "And the promise?" He stepped closer. "When we were in that cell," he said carefully, "I told you something else." Her ears lifted. "You said if we survived," she whispered, "we would not live small lives." He nodded. "I said we would choose our own future." Silence. Peaceful. "For years," she said, "I carried those words alone." "Not alone," he replied. "Just waiting." She searched his face. "You are free now, Dax Heron. The Dominion would grant you rank, wealth, honor." He smiled slightly. "I don't want rank. No. I want to fight beside you. Not as a bodyguard. Not as a memory." She stepped closer. "As what?" "As your equal." For a moment, the princess of the Salari Dominion did not look like royalty. She looked like the young prisoner who had listened to human jokes in the dark. Her hand found his. "Then stand with me," she said. He squeezed gently. "Always." A transport ship approached the station slowly. Dominion reinforcements. But the war with the Karex was not over. Not yet. Anna looked at the distant stars. "They will retaliate," she said. "Good," Dax answered. She raised an eyebrow. "Why good?" He smiled. "Because humanity does not forget." Below them, the station lights shone bright again. Hope rebuilt from chaos. Anna leaned slightly against him. "For years," she said quietly, "I believed I remembered more than you." "You did. But now I see something." "What?" "You never forgot. You just buried it until it was needed." Dax looked at the stars. Humans are good at that. A long silence passed. Comfortable. Strong. Finally, Anna spoke again. "When the war ends," she said softly, "what will you ask of me?" He pretended to think deeply. "A stable house." She blinked. "That is all." "And maybe," he added carefully, "a garden with star orchids that do not explode." She laughed again. The sound carried into space. "Very well," she said. "When the war ends." He looked at her. Serious now. "And until then?" She stepped forward. Until her forehead touched his. "Until then," she said, "we return to each other. Every time." The stars burned quietly beyond the glass. Two survivors. Two warriors. One promise that refused to die. Humanity had once been seen as fragile. Soft. Short-lived. But the Karex learned the truth. Humans remember. Humans endure. And when they promise, they return.